What's up, guys? It's Ryan with the Packers Hub, and we are 1 day away from the NFL Draft. Everybody's really excited to see who the Packers pick. So am I, but today I'm going to lay out two guys in each of the first three rounds that we should try to avoid. And with that being said, I guess I'll start off with the most inflammatory one, and that's TJ Watt. Now, TJ Watt is a guy that I see being mocked to us in pretty much every single mock draft. It's a really popular pick because he went to Wisconsin and Green Bay and, all that stuff. It's all connected in people's minds. But, when I look at TJ Watt, I see a linebacker that can blitz more so than a 3-4 full-time outside linebacker. So I think he's like a 4-3 outside linebacker that's a good blitzer in pass rush situations, more so than a full-time 3-4 outside linebacker where they have a lot more responsibility in the run game and stuff like that. So, he's an effort rusher. He doesn't have a lot of great pass rush moves. I mean, most of the times that he gets home, it's just on pure effort. And effort rushers, it takes a little bit longer for them to get to the QB as opposed to someone like Charles Harris or Derek Barnett or someone that has an elite trait or bend around the edge. And that's another thing that TJ Watt doesn't have is that elite bend that you look for. He doesn't run the horseshoe drill as well as you would like. He has a smallish frame, and his ability to hold up in the run game in the next level is questionable. Honestly, do you see TJ Watt being able to beat David Bakhtiari or Brian Bulaga in a pass rush situation? Because I don't. And I don't know. I think TJ Watt would be a good pick for the Packers, maybe in the second round if we trade back. But in the first round, it's just a little too rich for my blood. I do like TJ Watt. He can do a lot of things. He can cover. He's good in space. He's fast. He's athletic. And he is a good pass rusher, but he's just not... I don't know. I think 29 is a little too high for TJ. I think he's getting hyped up a little bit more than what he's worth. But one guy that I think is way overhyped is Kevin King. Now, Kevin King was like a third or fourth rounder before the combine. Goes to the combine, runs 4.4, jumps 38 inches in the vertical or whatever it was, and now he's projected to go first round. It's like, where was this guy when, where was all the hype for this guy when it was before the combine? It wasn't there because people were just looking at his tape as it should be. I love the combine and everything, and I go every year and meet the players and take pictures and stuff. But I mean, come on, some of these numbers are ridiculous. So a guy's not bad because he's run slow, and a guy's not good because he runs fast. I think as soon as we get over that, then we can have a true evaluation process for the NFL draft. But I mean, getting into Kevin King's negatives. Like I said, he's way overhyped because of his combine performance. Even though he's fast, he still gets consistently beat by quicker wide receivers. Now, he's very straight line fast, but side to side agility, quickness wise, he can't keep, his limbs are just too long. His legs are just too long to keep up with like a Randall Cobb or a Tavon Austin or, a Julian Edelman or something like that. And like I said, why was he not being talked about as a first rounder before the combine? That's always my question for people after the combine. Like, I like Fabian Moreau, but another guy that ran 4.3 and then everybody starts talking about him. So, and then Jalen Myrick's another one. I like Jalen Myrick before the combine, but then he runs 4.28 and then everybody wants to jump and say that Jalen Myrick should go like third rounder when he was projected to go in the sixth. So, I don't know. I think the combine can be a tad overrated at some points, but moving on to round two, a guy that is getting a lot of hype right now and even got some first round hype at one point, Jordan Willis from Kansas State. Now, his combine performance was super shocking because that's not the guy that you see on film at Kansas State. you know, he doesn't play with like a 4.5 40 or an elite like 38-inch vertical kind of burst or anything like that. I mean, he actually has some pretty tight hips and poor bend for a guy that's so athletic. And, you know, he's just an effort pass rusher that gets coverage sacks and cleanup sacks. You know, the secondary will be back there for 5 or 6 seconds, and the quarterback has to hold on to the ball, and Jordan Willis will come in and get the sack, or one of his teammates misses the sack on the quarterback, and Jordan Willis will come in and clean it up. So a lot of his production came off of those kinds of statistics, and he doesn't offer anything other than rushing the passer. You know, he's a guy that is just going to rush the passer. He can't play in coverage. Like I said, he has tight hips, stiff hips. Can't turn and run with like shifty guys or quick tight ends or anything like that. So, you know, if you're drafting this guy, you're pretty much getting, you know, a really good athlete, but doesn't, you know, doesn't put it all together like you would want him to. Jalen Tabor, another guy that I want to talk about in the second round. Now, he has a lot of talent. He was projected to go in the first half of the first round for the longest time. And like I said, I don't value the combine a lot. So when he ran a 4.6 40, I'm like, don't really care that much. The guy has a ton of talent. I think he'd still be successful in the NFL. But then you go to his pro day, and the dude runs 4.77. Now that is absurd. You cannot draft a corner that runs almost a 4.8. So there's two things that come to my mind when I see that he ran 4.77. So either he pulled a hamstring or something like that while he was running, and he came out and he said that he did have hamstring issues. But if he had hamstring issues beforehand, why does agent let him run? That makes no sense. So the second thing that comes to my mind, this guy's not putting in the work that it takes to be successful in the NFL. What was he doing all offseason? That because he doesn't even look like 4.6 speed. He looks like he runs in the 4.5s, like low 4.5s. So when he ran 4.6, you know, that was kind of surprising. Okay, I didn't think it was that slow. But then he goes and runs almost a 4.8 at his pro day when everybody improves on their combine time at their pro day. That just tells me that the guy's not putting in the work. His agent would not have let him run if he had hamstring issues, because you see how bad it's affecting his draft stock. Some people are saying he could go in the 4th round now. So some people are saying 2nd round, and I don't think 2nd round is a good spot for Jalen for the Packers. Going on to round 3, I'm going to do a pair of Illinois players, Carroll Phillips and Dwayne Smoot. Now, Carroll Phillips is, you know, another guy that gets cleanup and coverage sacks. He could get dominated against NFL tackles. The guy is 240 pounds, pretty small frame. I don't think he's athletic enough to play a 4.3 outside linebacker. I don't think he's big enough or strong enough to play a 3.4 outside linebacker. I mean, do you really see this guy doing well against D-back or Bulaga or Joe Thomas or Trent Williams or any of those guys? No, this guy would just get pushed around like a rag doll. And you kind of see that in his film. And looking at Dwayne Smoot, he had a really good 2015 season, but he had a really poor 2016 season. Now, that tells me that the book is out on how to stop Dwayne Smoot. So, you know, he dominated in 2015 when people were still trying to figure him out. And then in 2016, they had him figured out, and he only got like 5 sacks. So he goes into a pass rush without a plan of attack. You know, sometimes he looks like he's caught by surprise that the ball was snapped. And John Heck from UNC dominated him. And John Heck is supposed to go undrafted. So if he's getting dominated by undrafted ranked tackles, then how is he going to fare against an NFL starting left tackle? My estimation is not very well. I don't think either of those guys are worthy of 3rd round selections. Have good highlight tapes, but when you look at the actual film, yeah, they don't have the juice. So the last guy in the third round that I don't think warrants a selection is Wayne Gallman. Now, he's a very physical runner, and I think we need a physical runner now that we let Eddie go. But, he oftentimes looks for contact instead of making moves or waiting for a hole to develop. He'd rather try and smash his way through the O-line on a halfback dive than, be patient and wait like Joe Mixon would. So, he's also really long-legged, can't make quick cuts like Christian McCaffrey, but not many people can cut like Christian McCaffrey can, but, he just can't make the cuts necessary to succeed at a high level in the NFL, I feel. And too often, for such a physical back, he's brought down by shoestring tackles way too much. He'll try and run over a guy, but then if someone grabs at his cleat, he goes down like a ton of bricks. So, and he's definitely not ready to pass block against NFL competition. Edge rushers in the NFL will eat him alive. He's just, I don't know if he's not athletic enough or what it is, but you watch him at Clemson, he just does not do a very good job. And in Green Bay, we need backs that can protect Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That's my two guys in the first 3 rounds that I think we should avoid. Tomorrow I'll be live tweeting the draft at my Twitter and my Facebook. Both are the Packers Hub. Check out thepackershub.com for prospect rankings. And like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time.